Curls, it's Niche, and I decided to slap some lipstick on and make a video for y'all today. So before I get started, my hair is drying. It is still damp up and through here, so I don't really need no judgment about the situation that is going on. I typically don't take first day hair pictures because I be around here looking like I ain't got no hair on my head, okay? Alright, so this video is long overdue because I've been talking to people on Instagram about them, so I'm like, you know what, make the video. So I got time, making the video. So this is about the Havana Mambo Faux Locs. So y'all know crochet has made a comeback like a crack addict, and it's something that was super popular in the 90s, and now it's popular all over again. However, people have gotten far more creative with the hair, which is exciting because I was waiting on these at the door. Like, I knew I couldn't get traditional faux locks because my hair will not stay. I've gotten box braids before. They slip and slide all over the place. So when nobody can pay all that money, I sit all that time for something that was only going to stay in for a week or two, because that's what the situation be. They heavy. No, I ain't got time for that. So I was waiting, patiently waiting, because I knew they were coming. When I saw the twists coming, I was like, Then they came out with the braids. I was like, Then boom, locks. Yes, I'm in there. So I decided to go with this brand for several reasons. One, I saw them in the store, and two, I had the jumbo twists that they make. I had them in my hair late last year. I had a great experience with them, so I was like, yep, gonna try those. So I'm gonna go over the pros and cons. I do have them broken down because I don't want this video to be too long, trying to keep it under 5 minutes. Let's see if I make it. Alright, so the pros. The locks are small, which I do like. I prefer those over like super duper chunky, huge, fat, weird looking locks, which I have seen by some brands. Some almost even start looking like a Shirley Temple because they've gotten way too big. So I like the size of the locks. They were very small. Now they are shiny, but the shine does go away quickly, so that was cool. They were only shining for like maybe 2 or 3 days, and after that they had a decent, like more like a Marley hair luster happening after that amount of time. You can find them on the ground. They're in the beauty supply stores. They're probably the most accessible ones. I have seen the Bobby Boss Bamba since using these, so I probably would have gone with the Bamba locks, but whatever, I didn't. Here we go. So you'll see these mostly in beauty supply stores around the country. They have a great color selection. Now overall, I feel like all of these braids and locks kind of ignore blonde hair and ombre. I mean, they do have them, but they're just not as common. So I do think that that's something that they need to attack. But aside from your blondes, if you're somebody looking for blonde, they have a really good color selection. I got the #1 in purple. They also had blue, they had red, they had like the whole range of like 1 to, they had 99J, like they have a bunch of colors that you can choose from. And there's a lot of locks in each package. You'll find like with some hair, when you loop them in, I think even with the twist, I can't remember, but when you loop them in, you end up with like two pieces of hair, so it, the hair spreads a lot. So with these, they're 24 each pack, which is great because you can't, you're not folding these in half. So there's a lot of locks in the pack. I think I used 5 packs, 5 or 6, not more than 6. It's either 5 or 6, I can't remember. Okay, so on to the cons, which I think it's not as many cons, but they're like real life cons. So #1, the loops on them were kind of a mess. When I was first installing them and I finished, I counted them up, I ended up with about 20 or 22 locks that I couldn't even use because of the loops. And I did take a picture. I will insert them in. So because I couldn't even get the loop open to like be able to get it on, they kind of went to waste. That's almost a whole pack. So even though I used 6, because I do think I used 6, I only ended up using 5 because I was 20 something locks short, which is basically like an entire pack. The ends were a mess on a good number of the locks. They started unraveling really quickly, which wouldn't have bothered me if they had been like kind of like the goddess locks, like that little messy unravelly look. No, these ends were like straight and like looking at me like this. They were a little heavy, which was shocking to me because they were heavier than the twists. So they're obviously lighter than your traditional faux locks because you got the whole braid, wrap the braid, whatever. But so they weren't like but they were heavier than I anticipated them being. And to me, they're less realistic than other brands because they're so small and shiny and super duper uniform. I just felt like they look fake, which is cool if you're into that, because some people want that look, because even when they get their traditional faux locks, that wrap is just like exquisite. But to me, locks have texture and imperfections that make them perfect. So I kind of wish they were more like that. To me, these are like silky locks. Which is cool because some people have silky hair, but I just think I wanted them to be more realistic. Like I've seen some people do some faux locks and they have like bumps, not like pregnant bumps because I don't like pregnant locks, but just like texture in the locks. That's kind of what I want. So I will definitely look towards another brand in the future. But yeah, those are the pros, those are the cons. Just kind of want to make you aware because I know you see Janet Collection everywhere, and I feel like that's the brand that I see most often on Instagram, even on YouTube, and I really haven't heard anybody actually talk about it here, so I wanted to do that. So I hope this has been helpful. Drop questions, comments, or concerns down below, and I will be with you guys in the very next video. Y'all be good. Peace.